This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that you get what you ask for, which is interesting because often what we ask for looks different to what we get. It's like, it's not what I asked for. I asked for this big, amazing, business or relationship, or maybe I asked for money, or maybe I asked for to lose weight, whatever it may be. Let's use the example of you get what you ask for, even if it's dressed as something different in relation to a relationship, okay? And so this person goes, I really want to have, let's look at it from a male perspective, a really amazing partner who loves me, who's attractive, who's smart, who's intelligent, who's witty, and that's the kind of person that I want. And so the universe understands that. And when I say the universe, make the universe be whatever the fuck you want it to be. It could be a unicorn, it could be religion, it could be literally the universe, whatever it is, a higher power to you. And so universe gets that, and what it says is like, cool. And then sure enough, someone shows up. At some point, someone shows up. Now, sometimes this person could show up as exactly what you asked for, but if you're not the type of person yet that deserves to have that type of person in your life because you yourself have some shit you need to work through, then that person is going to probably show up to you as a lesson to show you that you've got some personal work to do before you attract the type of individual that you desire. See, this is the thing, and this goes back to a quote I remember reading ages ago and I love, and it was, as a father said to his son, how do I find the right girl? And the father responded, you focus on being the right man, because you don't focus on what you're going to attract. You focus on who you are projecting. You focus on the individual, and then the world will respond to that, right? And so sometimes when we focus on achieving this external thing or building a relationship with this external thing, the universe will teach us a lesson that we only get what we deserve. That's the thing. And I know this in business, because with me in business, I had a couple of very humbling lessons early on. On retrospect, looking back, I remember thinking, I got exactly what I fucking asked for. I want to be a better business person. I want to become a better leader. And in order to do those two things, I wasn't just about reading books and then applying it and being successful and yay, look at me. It was like, all right, mate, if you're going to be a good business person, if you're going to be a good leader, a good influencer, then you got to learn how to deal through these hardships, and you got to learn how to deal with the mistakes that you make, how to front up to them, how to own them, and how to work through them and come out the other side. But during the time that's happening, it feels like, why am I being punished? It's like, mate, you're not being punished. You're being taught a lesson, and you're losing the fucking lesson by thinking it's a punishment. This is exactly what you asked for, because the universe is not going to give you the result of what you asked for. It's going to give you the problem you need to solve to become the person that deserves the result that you're after. Now, let me just say that again, just a little bit slower. The universe is going to give you the problem that you need to solve to allow you to become the person that deserves the result that you're after. And that's the big difference. When we start to see our problems, when we start to see the difficult times as opportunities and lessons of growth, then what we do is we come out the other side stronger, smarter, faster, whatever it may be, whatever sort of qualities it is. But never mistake the fact that every tough challenge is actually getting rid of the people that don't want to be there, right? It's like a little personal recession. That's exactly what it is, because then it just shelves the businesses and the parts of you that aren't deserving of being there. And so this is the thing that, I constantly find. It's like, no, this is what I asked for. This is the challenge that I need to learn and overcome. And now there's always options. You go through difficult times in business. You could just leave, right? And you don't learn how to overcome that now. And you go, but I know how to start a really good business. Probably, but then there's going to be problems that pop up in that. And then where's your resilience? Where's your thinking on your feet? Where's all the skills you would have learned in the downtimes that now apply to really difficult situations across the board? Mate, you can keep running, but they're just going to keep coming after you, and they're only going to get fucking worse. And that's the thing. It's called feather brick truck. The first one's a feather. It's like, hey, mate, this is probably not a good idea. Next one's a brick, and you'll fucking feel that, but it won't kill you. Then it's a truck, and you'll end up in hospital, right? Whatever that looks like, broke, whatever. So the power of that is understanding that the universe is going to give you problems, not solutions, right? You need to earn your desires. And so you become the type of person to deserve what it is that you want, rather than simply just being given what it is that you want. No one deserves that. Work through the hard shit. And this is the thing, is that this is what I want to keep reminding you. It's like, it takes time, man. Yeah, it takes time, and so it should. Anything worth doing takes time. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. Now, I always quote the time when I was with old mate C.T. Fletcher, and I said, why do you think you are who you are and got to where you are to today? He just took a big deep breath, shrugged, and goes, I'm just an old motherfucker that held on when everyone else let go. And I sort of stopped and I looked at it for a second. I'm like, that's really interesting. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, every single person that I look up to, actually at some point, they're older than me. They're their 40s or they're their 50s. Maybe they're their late 30s, but maybe they're their 60s. They're a lot older than me. And understanding that was like, okay, that's really interesting. So in that case, what am I in a fucking rush for? Why am I trying to rush the journey? Why don't I just, think macro, dream big picture, but work micro, right? Think macro, act micro. That's head in the clouds, feet on the ground, and make sure my hands are dirty. And doing that allowed me to do the work and also stay humble. Now, I'm not saying that I'm always humble, because I fucking get slapped down every now and again. I'm learning to catch myself more often, and I say this because this is a general thing for a lot of people. It's like, I'll catch myself and I'm like, no, that'll be fine. I'll get away with that. Whatever get away means. And it's like, nah, you won't. You never do. It's very optimistic of you. And the problem is, it's like, if you do get away with it, that's the worst thing that can happen, because then you think that you can. And the universe is going to be sending you a lesson your way pretty damn quickly, and it's going to be ugly. So it just, I don't know what else to say around that, man. It just takes time. It's funny, when you accept that it's going to take time and you stop focusing on the result or the end position, and you just focus on the work and you focus on the day by day, you can call it a grind if you want, or you can just call it your life. Funnily enough, without speeding up your life, the process speeds up, because you're no longer focused on something you don't have. You focus on what you can do in order to get there day by day. And that's how you speed it up, because you stop slowing it down by being distracted by shit you don't have. It's blood, sweat, and years. Blood, sweat, and years. This is the biggest thing that we have to understand, is that there's no finish line. There's just a problem, you find the solution, and then you unlock a new problem. You've heard me talk about it before if you listen to a lot of my stuff. And then you get a new problem, and then you get a new problem. And then you stop realizing that problems, or you start realizing rather, that problems are the solution to your bigger problem. And the more little mini problems you can figure out, the fucking better you become. It's a beautiful thing to understand, and then you embrace the difficulty of it all, because then it's no longer difficult, right? You move through it, you understand it. It's just a part of the process, and you're willing to work through it. So, blood, sweat, and years, guys. Never forget that. Team, that's it. I'm out. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. And if you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. Otherwise, if you haven't already, check it out, davenixon.com.au/memberships Mood Prep Online for the Facebook group. Would love to see you in there and continue the conversation. I'd love to hear what your parts of this podcast was that you found most interesting. I've also got some seminars coming up for the back end of this year. That is the Connected Coaching Seminar here in Canberra, Australia. For those of you that aren't in Australia, welcome to come along. It's a one-day seminar. You'll find more details about it on my website under seminars, as well as my 3-day intensive. If you have any questions, as always, please reach out. Big love to you all. Until tomorrow, Peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you guys soon.